Cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is For Women Wednesday. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by my co-host, K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. On Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And welcome to another Women Wednesday. Okay, listeners, today's show was inspired by something I read a few days ago. What I read was male chauvinistic, misogynistic, and it depicts women in an untrustworthy light. So it got me to thinking about 3 stories in the Bible. Now, I do realize that some people do not believe in Christianity. However, the world's population is about 8 billion people, and approximately 2.4 billion of them believe in Christianity. Now, as for the United States, approximately 71% of the people identifies as Christians. So I felt that today's topic will give our listeners some food for thought. With that being said, I'm going to paraphrase and condense the 3 stories. I'm sure most of y'all, if not all of our listeners, are familiar with these stories. What's important about these stories are the actions of the women in these stories. Now, the first story is the story of Adam and Eve. Now, I'm paraphrasing here. Now, bottom line is God was like, hey, y'all can eat from these trees, but whatever you do, don't touch that tree in the middle.
Yeah.
Because if you touch that tree in the middle, you're going to die. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Now, the devil in the form of a serpent, right?
Right.
The devil came about and saying that, hey, you know you ain't going to die if you touch that tree, Eve. God don't want you to touch that tree because he know that your eyes will be open and you'll be like him. And you'll know good and evil.
Yeah.
So Eve was like, let me eat the fruit from the tree. Now here go what's important. She said, Adam, here, you eat some too. And Adam was like, okay, baby. I'm gonna eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when God found out that they ate from the tree, God was like, he told Eve, he was like, look, hey, since you disobeyed me, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's your punishment. You're gonna have labor pains when you giving birth, and it's gonna be painful. You're gonna have this. And also, you're going to desire your husband all the time, and he'll rule over you. So that kind of, we all know that, there's some men that likes to pick and choose from the Bible and pretty much look at, hey, men is God, then man, then woman. The God, man is rule over women, so to speak, for lack of better words.
Right.
But hey, it clearly says that the punishment was, hey, you're going to have labor pains because you didn't listen to what I said. You wanted to eat from that damn tree. So I'm going to give you labor pains when you have babies, and I'm going to make your husband the ruler over you, meaning man, ruler over woman. Okay, now the second woman I want to talk about, the Bible doesn't actually give her name, but it gives her husband's name. And her husband his name is Lot. And so, bottom line is, they were in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, people usually say Sodom and Gomorrah and like as if it's one city, but they were twin cities.
They were twin cities, yeah.
Yeah, so, hey, Sodom and Gomorrah, right? It was all kind of sinful and sex and all kind of stuff going on in this city, right? Now, I guess, in my own opinion, I guess that city would be Las Vegas today.
I was about to say early day Vegas.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, that would be Las Vegas today.
Yeah.
But God was like, look, hey, or via the angels, hey, God, look, y'all need to leave up out of here.
Yeah.
Because I'm finna tear this whole place down. Because there's a whole lot of wickedness going on in here.
Yeah.
So y'all need to get on up out of here. And whatever you do, don't you look back.
Don't look back.
Don't you look back. So I envision a horse and buggy getting somewhere. Yeah. They just struggling along, and they getting it. And then Lot's wife. So you know what? I got to see it because I hear all of this fire and this crackling
and
going
screaming
on and all this stuff going on. I just got to take a peek.
Yeah.
And as soon as she took a peek, she turned into a pillar of salt. She turned into a pillar of salt. Now, I can imagine what Lot thought when his wife turned to salt. But nevertheless, she disobeyed. And her punishment, hey, you're going to turn into a pillar of salt.
You ain't lying. And I guess that changes the meaning of being seasoned.
Yeah. Oh, she's salty.
You ain't lying.
Now, the third woman I want to speak of, these first two women that I mentioned, they pretty much disobeyed something that they were told by God.
They disobeyed. Okay.
In my opinion. Well, and one would argue that Eve was actually deceived by the serpent or the devil. But nevertheless, God gave orders, don't do, but you went against it.
You went against it. Yep.
Right? Now, this third woman, she was more deceitful, which I see going on right to this day when it comes to women, right? Certain women, right? So this is about Samson and Delilah. So again, I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah.
Now, Samson was strong, big bad brother, and whooping niggas left and right, and big muscles, and nobody could whoop him. You know what I'm saying? He's a big bad motherfucker, right? Well, he meets Delilah and fall in love with Delilah. So she gave him a little something, whatever, and he fell in love. And now I can imagine that they pillow talking. And she said, you know what, you whooping all these dudes. How you get so strong? Where your strength is coming from?
Yeah.
Now, everything in him didn't trust her. So he lied to her about 3 different times. Yeah, my strength come from here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when he told him one time, my strength come from here.
Yeah.
She tricked him and had the people to come in. He whooped them.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I thought you loved me. You lied to me. You make me look like a damn fool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, baby, I'm going to tell you the truth this time. My strength come from here. Then she tricked him again. And they come in, he had to whoop him again. So this happened 3 different times. Now, in my mind, I'm saying to myself, come on, Samson. You see you see that she
is out
ain't no good.
You. Yeah. Delilah.
But love is a motherfucker.
It probably wasn't love. She probably...
Yeah, that too. Love.
She probably was sprung.
Well,
it had to be.
Power.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
We can't rule out love. We can't rule it out.
We can't read a lot, but he lied to her 3 times.
Yeah, because his gut knew.
Yeah.
In my opinion, his gut knew that, man, I can't tell her the truth.
That's true.
Well, when he finally decided to open up
That's true.
and tell her where the strength come from, which is his hair. It's in my hair. She waited till he went to sleep. And shaved the man hair.
Ain't that
Shade him out.
Then they come in, get him, send him to prison, and so on. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, the first 2 women disobeyed orders of what not to do, and they were punished. The third woman was deceitful. She deceived the dude,
right,
and tricked him and set him up. So that makes her untrustworthy in my opinion, right?
Right.
So my thing is, do we, fellas, expect too much out of women? Or should we believe what they're showing us?
To believe what they show you.
Believe what they showing you.
You know, and because most of the time it's us that don't want to see what they showing us. with every doubt in our mind, we use that to say, oh, no, that's not what's really happening. Knowing this situation has been manipulated in some form or fashion, So there's many out there that do it. And I never put it past a woman because for the simple reason, a lot of them are sneakier or are not necessarily sneakier, but quieter, which keeps you from even thinking about the sneaky that they do because they'll manipulate a situation with you so they can go and do something over here and you're not even thinking about that. You over here thinking you did something wrong and she over there getting her head banged off or something. You know what I mean? And you over here thinking you tripping. So yeah, they are out there and it is like that. And I think too much focus is being put on males cheating in order to see where the women coming in with the manipulation. Because I'll tell you, if a man is with a woman, most men, now you got some dogs.
Yeah. Yep.
But most men are going to be with one woman. They are one woman type. If the chick is doing everything the way he like and vice versa, he'll be with her for a long time. Mm-hmm. But the minute she stopped doing what it was it took to keep him there is when he starts stepping out looking for something else because, oh, you're not doing what, and vice versa, but I'm saying that for the most part, a lot of men are one woman type of guys.
Right.
But they turn it into something else with the manipulation.
I kind of agree with a lot of what you're saying, Slash. My expectations are pretty generic. I don't want to sound like a chauvinistic pig, as they would call us, but I do expect a female to cook and keep the household clean.
Right.
I don't mind doing my part,
right?
But those are in my opinion, just like I say, generic expectations that most men probably expect. Just like a female has expectations of a man, and if I'm doing what I feel she expects, then we on the equal surface. But if we're not communicating with one another and we're assuming what expectations are or what our spouse expects of us, our partner, I ain't gonna say spouse, what our partner expects of us, then that's where it can become a problem because closed mouths don't get fed.
Right.
Yep.
And I feel like if you're able to communicate, then we could. Those expectations can be fulfilled if you're qualified to do them. If you choose not to, then say that too.
Right.
But don't expect or assume, for a man to do this, that, and the other. And I feel men shouldn't expect women to do this, that, or the other.
Right. Yeah. There's a famous quote from a woman author, Maya Angelou. She said, "If someone shows you who they are, believe them." Right. There's a quote that she says. And if a woman, man or woman, doesn't matter, but we're talking about women here. If she's showing you who she is, there's little signs that we try to let go, that we tend not to pay attention to. That women will really show you who they are. We just be like, oh, she fine, or I like hanging out with her, or she got like her personality, but we tend to skip over those things. We need to start paying attention to those little signs and who that person is. And another thing that's a trip, we was talking about the Bible. The women, it's kind of hard to say who's the worst because women today are worse. They're bad, right? Not all, but some women are bad. It is what it is.
They're more corrupt.
Right. But if you think about all the women that Freddie G just named, Delilah and Lot's wife and all that, if you notice, God made appearances back then. That means he was coming down and people knew that he was here. It's not like today where he doesn't do that, right? I got to give it to the women back in the day because some of y'all got to see God and actually.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah,
I can't even believe I'm agreeing with that.
That's
a good point.
It's like I don't know. It's like you saw him, but you still acted stupid, and he'd already. I don't know what's worse because because God's not making any visits. I think if he made one visit, I think half of the people would straighten up. But back then he made a lot of in the burning bushes and just different places, and people and these women still just didn't care. You still had Sodom and Gomorrah, even though God was coming down. I can never understand it. I don't understand it.
So, K-Money, you gave examples. First of all, you kind of you piggybacked off of Slash, in agreement with Slash, and you gave an example of a man and woman in regards to what a woman expect from a man and what a man expect from a woman.
Yes, sir.
But I want to read that. You were clear, but I want to read the title of the show again. Do we expect too much out of women? So, although you're expecting X, Y, and Z, that X, Y, and Z that you're expecting, could it be that it's too much? You're putting too much expectation on it? Because to you it may be simple, and it may not be nothing,
Right.
but it still may be too much to expect out of them based upon what the expectation was from these women. I mean, we're talking of, let's use Eve for an example. There are a bunch of trees out here that they could eat from.
Right.
Right.
So it wasn't like they were going to go hungry. There's a bunch of trees you can eat from. All you have to do out of all of these trees, hypothetical, let's say it was 100 trees, hypothetical. You can go and pick all of them. Just stay away from this one.
That one tree.
That's 99 trees you can eat from. Just don't go to this one tree.
Facts.
And you would expect that, hey, that's simple. I got 99 trees I can go to, and I ain't got to mess with this one. You would expect that she wouldn't go to the one. But she did. Now, here's the thing. We can't exclude that she was tempted.
Right.
And that she was deceived by Satan. She was.
But she still had a choice.
But she still had a choice. So the expectations that we put on women today, K-Money, could it be that it's just too much?
Yeah, we should expect less.
You think we should expect less?
I mean, depending on the situation. Expect less in a sense of saying, I don't expect that she'll be the greatest at this. I'm expecting less of you on something that I know is not your key points or key things that you're good at. But the things that I do expect of you is not too much. It's the simple things that's going to really count at the end of the day. So, yeah, we expecting too much, but we only asking for a little. And when we don't get that, that's definitely goes against the grain.
I like how you put that.
But I want to point this out, too, as we mentioned Eve in the Bible. Now, Eve is the root word of what? Evil. So I just want to put it in a sense to where we can really understand and get what God was saying to us. Eve, the root word, is a root word of evil. Now,
I hear you, Pastor Slash.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
now, Eve didn't come from this Eve, New Year's Eve. That ain't where they come from. That was not around
Right.
when Eve became. So all I'm saying is, let's just think about what God was telling us. He created Adam. Now Adam ain't from no root word. It's not a root word of nothing, unless y'all can fact check that. But Eve is the root word of evil. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna create good. I'm gonna create bad.
Now, let me also say something. Y'all heard me mention that God's punishment to Eve was that she would have labor pains when giving birth,
Yeah.
and that that her husband would rule over her,
Right.
meaning man rule over woman, right? Here's something that I didn't mention that I'm going to mention. You know that Adam received the punishment too.
No, I didn't.
So it may not sound like much, but Adam's punishment is that he was like, hey, curse is the ground because of you. So God said, cursed is the ground because of you. And so you would have to eat from the ground the rest of your life, meaning you have to eat the plants from the fields until you return to the ground, because dust you're made and dust you shall return. So when I hear that, man, we supposed to be living.
Yeah.
But because she allowed the serpent or the devil to deceive her, and she ate and Adam ate, we're gonna die like he said that. Hey, you eat from this tree, you're gonna die.
Yeah, they both paying for it.
They both. Yeah.
And so her choice and decision, you got to suffer from that too, man.
Basically.
You got to suffer. You're going to die.
That's true.
And you're going to return to the dirt.
And let's point out, she did it first.
Yeah.
She did it first. The man just said, okay, well, yeah, you know, which is why a man should have his own. Now, I'm going somewhere else now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he should have his own, because if you sit up and listen to this woman and let this woman tell you what to do and what not to do, you ain't gonna have shit. You know, I mean, just real talk, you know.
Right.
If she's not in the right mind frame of understanding, hey, my purpose on this earth was to help this man, not to hurt him and not to deceive him. And no, that was not the purpose of Eve.
And not to lead him and not to be ruler over him.
Right. It was never meant to be that way. She was to be supportive of this man throughout his lifetime, bear his children, you know, and all other things that women were doing at the time. Washing the clothes, cooking the food, taking care of the babies. This been going on for generations. So, ladies, we understand you being independent, but as far as you trying to change a man's mind to do the things or manipulate him to do the things you want him to do, like, oh, pay your bills, do this, you need a purse, get your hair and your nails done. Hey, man, that's deceiving. If you can't do that on your own, you don't need Adam. Adam ain't supposed to have to pay for that.
/ cooking.
All right.
You know,
Hey, y'all know it's gonna be some pissed off women.
hey, and don't get us wrong. We love y'all's comments, so please comment.
Yeah,
if
keep 'em
we
coming.
wrong, comment. Let us know we wrong. We not against how y'all feel about this topic. Never is. You know, it's never the fact that we trying to say that we don't want to hear what you got to say. Hey, leave your comments. We'll discuss it with you.
And you know something, / you said something a little earlier, and Keith was like, / I like the way you worded that.
Yeah.
Man, it got me to thinking, right? And when I mentioned to Keith, I said, hey, man, do you think we expect too much out of women?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Can we agree that we would prefer a woman to cook for us?
For sure.
Yes.
We agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
That's one of the things all men expect. Expect.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What if she can't cook?
You can't.
Why
expect
would
her-
you still expect
I always,
it?
Well,
I
you know-
always tell a girl, you better order good. You
Well,
better
that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it depends on her character and who and how much you know about her, what to expect from her. You know, because I know if I marry a woman that can't cook, I'm not gonna expect her to cook, because guess what? The food ain't gonna be no good.
Right.
That's my fault for expecting that from that woman.
I mean, but I feel like they can learn.
She can learn. Now she can take. That's compromising.
Right.
She's got to be
willing to learn.
Right. She's got to be the compromising type.
This day and age, order good. It's not even one of my requirements anymore, because I've learned, because of the women and the times have changed. It's half and half. Some can cook and some cannot. So as long as you ordering good, healthy food, If you can't cook, it's not a requirement,
Yeah.
but I would expect her to have a meal ready, whether she cooked it or not. Or she
Ordering
ordered
good
it.
can become expensive, though.
It
So you
can.
got to look at a family that's not in that position where they're able to order every
Yeah,
goddamn
that's
So,
night.
but
That's
what
true.
about
I'm
the
with you on
men?
that.
What about the men that's used to a home cooked meal, even if it was their moms or grandmothers cooking it? You can, and I'll just say from a grown man's perspective,
Yeah.
you can eat fast food 1 or 2 days out the week and may be okay.
Right.
But at some point in time, you're gonna say, "Man, I want some cooked food. I want some oxtails.
Right.
I want some green." And it ain't about going to the soul food restaurant.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody, you
know,
want her
it's
to do
the
it.
fact that when you walk in your house, you smell this good cooking food that
You're
this
right.
woman sat up in here and cooked.
You're right.
That's the special part about it. And if she's gonna compromise with that, then yeah, that's cool. And I'm not expecting you to do nothing if you don't know how to do it, but let's work on it.
Right.
At
Right.
least,
Right.
don't manipulate me to not do what you don't want to do.
I got a question, man. And I understand the topic of the show is, do we expect too much? But if a woman's expectation is high, should we have high expectations?
Yeah, I agree. We should.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
And not to cut y'all Community 96, but when we saying what we saying, my focus on this is there's several different categories of this expectation thing what we talking about. It's not just one thing, and you can't put everything in one category. So I see different expectations being more important, and then some expectations being less important. So I will agree that if they have high expectations, yes, we should have them too. But where we have them, I think is what's going to make the difference. And where theirs are, if we going to mesh and kind of lock in at the same thing,
K Money, give me an example of a high expectation that a woman would have for a man.
Well, just kind of piggybacking off of something Slash mentioned earlier, as us being, they expect us to be the provider. But you expecting us to buy this expensive purse as being a provider as well? That's a high expectation. Expectation, in my opinion. Expecting expensive things. Us provide expensive things for them instead of just what they actually just need. We can get you a purse. It ain't got to be a Dooneyburg purse. We can get you some shoes.
Ain't got to be red bottoms.
So what do you say? What do you say to the women who say, not all women are looking for you to buy expensive things? Sometimes my expectation of a man may be that he goes out and he works and pay the bills.
I don't have anything wrong with that. I mean,
Not at all.
that's generic. Just like I feel most men, if not all, expect a female to cook. I feel like those on the same lines.
And I'll tell you, those are great expectations that a woman should have for any man
Right.
that she's looking at.
A true man, anyway.
Those are those really great expectations. But here's the problem. They expect that. But when they find one that have that, they find all these other reasons why to manipulate a situation, or I don't like this or I don't like that. Well, what you expected in this man, I was that until you felt like now you don't like my personality because it's something that I do that you don't like. So that's too much of an expectation, if you ask me, in a sense. Because I know I the only thing I expect from somebody as far as, a spouse or a partner. The only thing is what normal men expect.
Yeah.
Time, respect, and whatever comes with those two. Time and respect. Everything that come with that, that's all we expect. Mainly women. We don't expect you to be the beauty queen of the world or have the most Dooney and Burke, Louis Vuitton, Gucci purses and red bottom shoes. That's not what we expect from y'all. So why would you expect for us to want to get that to you? We got to mesh in order for it to work, is what I'm saying.
And when we saying we expect a meal, we're not saying it has to be a 5-star meal.
Just
what I'm
cook.
saying? Yeah.
I don't want to come home.
We can be appreciative of whatever you put in front of us.
I don't want hot dogs.
If
I don't want nachos.
boy, you touched a lot of people when you said that.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Because some women will make that hot meal like that
I
and
want
think
that Tuesday, that
You know,
chicken
Comedian
Tuesday.
96 will want a hot dog.
he want a hot dog.
No, I don't want no damn hot dog.
Glizzy King.
No, I don't want that 2 for Tuesday. That $1.29, 2 pieces for $1.29. Popeyes.
You know, I think because we know that most home cooked food is cooked with love.
With love, there you go.
That's what we want. You know, at least once or twice out the week, ladies.
I'm going to boil this water with love and put these Weetabix up in this motherfucker.
You know, I don't think men expect too much. I truly don't. Now, you may have some men that expect, you know, a lot out of a woman, but those are the guys that want to control a woman.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so you do have that, you know, but the guys that's not trying to be in control of the woman, that's just trying to be with the woman, is the one who don't expect but the necessary expectations that we have for women, and that's to take care of the household and cook the food. The man ain't saying you got to pay all the bills. No, because 9 times out of 10, any man that does what he do gonna take care of everything he know he's supposed to take care of, bills and everything, and washing the cars and all of this stuff. Now, let me say this, ladies, and please leave us some comments. What do y'all expect from men?
Okay.
Please leave us some comments.
All right. Well, in closing, man, let me say this. I want to say to our male listeners, women are more powerful than you know. And we fall for the okie doke most of the time. This concludes another dope episode. Tune in tomorrow for Think Thursday. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.